Abide Family Center, we are a family preservation organization. We work towards keeping children in families rather than in institutions. The major important thing is empowering these families, because these are the families that are at a risk of placing their children in institutions. So once they are referred to us, we try to talk to them, encourage them, and show them the usefulness of a child growing up in a family. I started working at Abide in 2013. And I was hired as the income generation director. And by that time, the purpose was to develop a business curriculum, which we would use when teaching business classes. At the end of it all, we empower them. We give them money to start up small businesses where they can work, earn income, and look after their children.
Embeera yange yali mbi nno. Nafiirwa omusaada nga ndina abaana abo abalongo ba bebi. Wefiirwa omusaada, bizinesi yona yali agiire nayo. Landiroodi yatuuka n'okuminga mu nnumba yankuba. Munange abaana okusoma ng'ezira.
Kind of clients we receive here, these are the parents who are at a risk of placing their children into orphanages. So when they are referred to us, we try to ask them, why are you doing this? These are your children. They keep on telling us that we are poor, we can't afford paying fees for our children, we can't feed them, we can't provide the basic needs. Why don't we give up our children to where we believe they can get better education, they can be fed, they can get the medical attention needed? So that's when we come in and counsel them. We show them the usefulness of a child growing up with a parent other than in an institution. We try to tell them that if you cooperate with us, we are ready to work with you, support you economically, and then be able to look after your children. Once we tell them that we are ready to work with you, they welcome it. Our Abide's program really complement each other. Like, we have the social work team, we have the business team, the nurse, and then the parenting instructor. So once such a family is being referred to us, either through the probation officer or the local orphanages and babies' home, the social workers immediately start off by doing an assessment on them. So they go out to the field to assess such a family and really get to find out the vulnerability of that family. And once we come to vote for such a case and we are like, yes, it's really fit for us, such a client is admitted into the program. So they start with a business class whereby they go to get to know, to get the business skills required to run a business. And in there they get to know how to plan for their businesses, how they can reduce the costs, how they can maximize profits, how they can prevent losses in their business. And also bookkeeping is also very important, as well as how to grow their businesses. It takes 1 month. Once they graduate, that's when the business instructors go out with them to do the shopping for their business. We don't give them cash to buy their products. So business instructors go out with them and buy the stuff they need to run in their businesses. So after that is done, they're now on their own. They start working until we have the parenting classes. In this, they get to know how to keep their kids home, how to appreciate a child, how to not use bad words towards a child. As well, they get to know the rights of their children, and also are taught the benefit of a child growing up in a family. Three, we have the nurse who does the hygiene and health class. She gets to educate them on sanitation, malnutrition, how to prevent it, what they can feed their children so that they are not malnourished. In the beginning, that was around 2014, we used to get families that had nowhere to stay. Like they've been kicked out of the house because the husband ran away and he was the person paying rent. So we chose to put up an emergency housing whereby we would bring in such families to stay there as we work with them. In the beginning, we would leave them to stay into emergency housing for a period of like 3 to 4 months. And then they would join the class, graduate and start business. Still, we would pay for the rent for the first 3 months. It was all on us. So we came to realize that such clients would not put in the much effort we would need for them to work hard, simply because while they were still at Abide, they always depended on us to buy everything for them. So now when they're out there, they're kind of reluctant. They will not put in the effort required. And like after 1 month, they would call, my business has collapsed. I need food, because we used to provide food. Everything was provided to them. So we learned that the longer they stayed into emergency housing, the more dependent they became. So now we revised that. So once we put a client into emergency housing, we keep them for a few months, 1 month or 6 weeks, and then they move out. For these ones, they are really working hard and they are thriving well.
Business yange ntunda muwogo n'amatooke era nze gwobona buti saano neeyongera ku eriina mala naye tali akazi mingi kuba nzira gwe ntakola ebyokugula biriyo bingi kale bw'oba olina kaashi ng'aweraku era oleeta eno gw'okoma okuba n'essente gw'okoma okufuna amagoba. N'ensonga lwaki bino byonna ndibifuna n'okulabirira abaana biba biri kuntambulira bulungi kubanga buti ndina ekyo ekibiina kye ndi kusuula eky'omwaka ndikwenda agula polota tyame n'abaana bange bonabona 6.
Given the experience working at Abide for the past 3.5 years, I've come to realize that the amount of the grant given out really is not what we would give to all families, because some families have bigger number of dependents compared to other families. So I would think it would be better if we would revise that and look into the number of dependents in such a family and then the amount that would be given to such a family. A family of 1 to 3 children, I think, or 3 dependents would receive the amount that we give as of now. But from 4 plus and above would give a different amount, because the demands of the other family are much bigger compared to the demands of this other family. Initially, when they just come here, they come when they are very desperate, very worried. But when they go through our business training and the counseling and the support given to them, you see that they get to improve. And when you're out there in the field doing your own business and you're learning to a client, he or she can come to you with a big smile. Our work bears fruits. Because every family that we've worked with, they are keeping their children home. None of them has ever surrendered their children into an institution. So I love that, and that keeps us motivated and pushing on, because we really believe what we're doing is impacting the community.